Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, ToniStamps. I am Toni Tesler. I thought I would bring a video tonight for my craft roulette challenge for this week. So I have some extra time tonight, so why not? So we're on 156, craft roulette challenge number 156. And our parameters this week are the project has to have a mini drop down. So what I'm going to make is a front step panel card, and you'll see how that comes together. But it basically, like, the whole thing drops down, so it sits up. So that's pretty cool. Colors inspired by pattern paper. So I picked my desert paper. So we've got pale papaya and calypso coral, and we'll bring some of those in later. And I'm going to add a green also. Bouquet. So I've actually got two things that I'm going to use as a bouquet. First, I'm going to use a greeting from a stamp called Country Bouquet. So it's in the name. I'm also going to be using Cactus Cuties, and I've already stamped and cut these out, but I added flowers to my cactus plants, and I think this kind of, at least for me, counts as a bouquet of cactus flowers. So that's what I'm going with. And then 3 layers. I've got more than 3 layers here. So let's get to it. We need, for our card base, 4 1/4 by 11, and I've got that in pale papaya. And we're going to score that at 5 1/2, 6 3/4, 8 3/4, and 10. I'm just going to bring this whole thing up. All right, so 5 1/2, 6 3/4. I'm just going to move this out of my way. 8 3/4, and 10. And then we'll take our other piece. This cardstock, again, is pale papaya. 2 3/4 across by 5 5/8. And we're going to score on this side at 3/8. And then 1 5/8. All right, and that's that. Then I've got 3 pieces of designer series paper. 4 by 5 1/4 right here. 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. That's this one. And then 1 3/4 by 4. And that's this way. Actually, it's going to go this way. So let's do our assembly. So let's start with doing all of our score marks. Well, burnishing them. And then you'll see how this is going to come together. All right, so basically all of this folds up. Let's look at it this way. See how that folds up into a rectangle? So I want to add my DSP to this piece first, but basically we're going to put glue behind this layer right here. And let's start with this one though. So again, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And you wouldn't have to use DSP for this or pattern paper. You could stamp a background or add a layer and emboss it. Anything you want. But I like these colors. All right. Now for me, it's easiest to glue this together, kind of place it like I want it. So it's going to be like that. Let's just fold it down. So well, after our paper, we're going to fold it right there. All right, so let's just put all our glue along here and fold it straight up at this line. All right, press that down. And this is going to give us our drop down. So when the card is in the envelope, it's folded up like this, and then you drop it down and it will stand up. And then that's a look at the side. So I want, we have 2 more pieces of designer paper. We've got this little bit that's going to go right down here. And I just have to decide which way I want it. I think I want it that way, with the calypso up in the corner. Although most of it's going to get covered up anyway. And this was the 1 3/4 by 4 inches piece. All right. Then we've got these 2 pieces left. So we've got our 3/8 inch score mark. And then the 1 5/8 inch. So this is going to attach to the bottom. And then this little 3/8 inch flap is going to get glued, you know, so this is flush. So what I've done in the past is I will glue this piece on first, just to the bottom. Like I want that to land at the bottom. And then I'll deal with that piece. So let's do this. And if you want to come up a little bit off the bottom, that's fine. But let's just tap it down here. I like to just tap it on the table so everything's flush. And then we'll press that down. Now for this layer, I want, let's see this. Let's look at it from the side again. Oops, this side is better. So I want that to be right there. All right, so oops. If I fold it up like this, it's going to land in the perfect spot. So let's just do that. All right, so fold this down. I should use different words. These two flaps, fold down the whole thing, push up, and then press the whole thing down. And I'm just going to hold that there for a minute. And then that is perfect. We've got our front step. So this is the front panel, front step card. And this piece I'm just going to put right on here. And this was the 2.5 by 3 3/4 piece. I'm just centering that. And then I'll bring in my cactuses. Let me just fold that flat and press. And I'll bring in my cactus plants and my greeting. So I stamped those with Cactus Cuties. That should be good. I'll just go over the colors because I stamped everything and then hand cut it. This is Pale Papaya. This is Pear Pizzazz, and I stamped it off once. So this is second generation. It's a little bit lighter. This is, you can tell, this is Pale Papaya full strength. All the flowers are Calypso Coral. Like I said, Pear Pizzazz full strength. And then this is Cajun Craze. And all those colors came from these designer papers, except the green. And then again, Country Bouquet. I stamped the words and punched them out. And I wasn't sure which color I wanted to back the greeting with. And I think I'm going to go with the Calypso because I want that to sit out a little bit more, stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going to glue that on. All right, and so I kind of want plants, and greeting. And you can put the greeting up top, you know, wherever you want. I just want it kind of at the bottom. All right, and let's start with, I want to pop all these up. So this is the one that's gonna be in the very back. So I wanna start with that one. And don't be shy with your dimensionals or foam tape, whatever you're gonna use. And these aren't really popping up above the card, the top of the card, so I can put the dimensionals behind everything. You know, like I don't have to worry about this part poking out. So I think I had it about here, like center-ish. And then I want this one here. So I'm just gonna put glue behind there and then dimensionals everywhere else. Oops. All right. And then we're going to put our greeting on, and I'm going to find some gems. I think I've got some Calypso Coral ones from a different pack of things. All right, and this is hanging off the side a little bit. That's okay. And then the greeting will go here. So let's do dimensional, dimensional. We can go one more. And then some glue where it's going to, should touch some of these flower pots. Oh, cool. I love it. So yeah, it'll fold up to fit in the envelope, and then the whole thing comes down, and then it will sit up. It should sit up. There we go. Although that doesn't really do well with the camera. But let's add some gems. Got some gold. So I'm going to go with the champagne rhinestones because they're kind of goldish, brownish, orangish. Like they are a good generic or good neutral. So we're just going to add some of these. For a little bit of bling. I like it. All right, that's my card. Very easy, quick. I mean, stamping and hand cutting all the cactus, that only took me like maybe 10 minutes tops. So I hope you like it. So again, this is called a front step panel card, and I'll have the measurements. Actually, I've got to do a blog post anyway, so I'll link my blog post in the description of my video, and then I'll have this pictures with all the measurements and everything too, just in case you want it. All right, I hope you liked it. Thanks. Bye.